Guys, this is a yapping video. I just had the book spoiled for me in front of my own eyes. When a fake relationship, older brother. I already hate Nina. Yes! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Keyoríe Eliaña. So in today's video, I have something different that I haven't done before. If you guys don't know, I love reading. I'm a book nerd. I've read so many books, and I really do love reading. I just feel like it's so great to just get off of social media and get away from reality and just dive into a book reality, if that makes sense. But if you guys also didn't know, a lot of the books that I read are virtually. I don't read like actual handheld physical books. I read a lot of books on my iPad. I'm just gonna show you guys really quickly what I mean. But basically, I had the Books app on my iPad, if you guys were wondering. It's basically the Books app, and every single book that I like reading or that I want to read and everything is just downloaded onto my iPad. So I didn't have to buy books. I could just read them for free on my iPad. I actually just wanted to start building a collection of books and reading them handheld. And so when I do read the books, it's not easy to get distracted since I'm on my iPad. And if I'm on my iPad reading, I can easily just go to another app like that because I'm on my iPad. Not only that, but I just feel like having the books in your hand and just having bookshelves is just so... There's just something about it. I just love having it. So I recently bought, I think 8 books. And I recently just finished one of the books, but we're gonna talk about that at the end of the video. But in today's video, we're gonna be talking about my September TBR. If you guys don't know what a TBR is, it's a basically to be read list. So it's just like a list of books that you want to read throughout a certain month or a year or a time span. And so that's what is going to be today. These are all the books that I want to read or hope to finish in the month of September. Today is currently September 1st, and I've made sure that I gave myself a realistic amount of books that I can read. Let's just go ahead and hop into it. So the first book on my September TBR is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. As you guys can see, I've already picked out my book tabs. I love tabbing my books. Here's a book that I just finished reading called Icebreaker. As you guys can see, I love tabbing my books. I love doing it. It just adds something to the book, and so it's like annotating. You can come back to it. If you guys want a deeper dive on what annotating is or how to annotate my books, I'm probably gonna make a video on TikTok because that would be a really short video if I made it on here. But the first book is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I'm gonna read the back of it and give you a brief description about what it's about. When a fake relationship... I love fake dating tropes. I love fake dating tropes. It's also a grumpy ex-sunshine trope too. When a fake relationship between a scientist meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does. And that's what got her into this situation, convincing Anne that Olive is dating and well on her way to happily ever after was always going to take more than hand-wavy Jedi mind tricks. Guys, I'm not good with reading out loud. I don't know why. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. The man is none other than Adam Carlson, I think. A young hotshot professor. Oh! And well-known ASS. Okay. Which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade? Guys, why do I not know how to read out loud? A secret and be her fake boyfriend. Ooh. And when the big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Suddenly, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. It says, this is one of my favorite tropes, grumpy meets sunshine in a fun, utterly endearing way. Fun, sexy, and smart. And it includes Adam's bonus chapter. Oopsies. So this book is I'm pretty sure 22 chapters, but It has Adam's oh my goodness, why did I say boneless? It has Adam's bonus chapter, and it has an epilogue, and it has a prologue. And for me, I consider an epilogue or prologue, whatever the author includes, this has both the epilogue and a prologue in the book. I consider them chapters because they are the length of a chapter. So we have 22 chapters plus the epilogue and the prologue. That's 24 chapters plus Adam's bonus scene. I'm gonna include that as a chapter. 25 chapters, and this book is how many pages? Oh, okay, she also added Love on the Brain from Berkeley Love. She added like the first couple of like pages from Love on the Brain for another book. And then these are the acknowledgements and author's note. So honestly, realistically, 25 chapter book. I don't know how many pages it is because there's so many other things that add on to this book. But I'm excited to start this. And as you guys can see, I got my book tabs picked out. So we're gonna see how this goes. Next book on my TBR is The Housemade by Frida McFadden. I love Frida McFadden's books. I've read The Locked Door by her. That was the first book I ever read by her. And it was so good. If you wanna read that, I definitely do advise that you do read it because it's really good if you're into thriller. I never thought that I would read books that weren't romance because I'm so diehard fantasy romance. I never thought that I would read thriller books, but she makes the best thriller books ever. Basically, The Locked Door is about this doctor named Nora Davis, and her father was a serial killer, and her patients start getting killed the way that her father would kill his victims. And it's funny because like most of her patients are fine, but only the patients that looked like her father's victims, so like blue eyes, dark hair. I don't know why it's always those type of girls that get killed off in books and movies, but those type of patients went missing, and everybody thought it was her because even though she was up under a fake name because her father went to jail when she was young, her grandmother changed her name, they figured out that who her father was, and they thought that she was the one killing her victims, but it turns out it was someone else. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's definitely like a plot twist. Such a good book. It has a lot of cute banter in it. It has like a little bit of romance, just a little bit. So good. I love The Locked Door, so I'm really excited to read The Housemaid. Let's get into the back of the book. Welcome to the family, Nia Winchester says as I shake her elegant manicured hand. I smile politely, gazing around the marble hallway. Working here is my last chance to start fresh. Okay, so we got a little like second chance with the character moment going on. I can pretend to be whoever I like. I love that. But I'll soon learn that the Winchester's secrets are far more dangerous than my own. Ooh, that's the top. Let's read the synopsis or whatever you want to call this, I guess. Every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful house top to bottom. I pick up their daughter from school and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. Tiny room on the top floor. This is giving Cinderella, but okay. I tried to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up. I already hate Nina.
Because, I don't know, everyone has something against me, so.
How she tells strange lies about her own daughter and how her husband Andrew seems more broken every day. I swear if the maid and Andrew don't fall in love, I'm gonna be a little upset. Cause it seems like his wife Nina don't know how to treat her own family. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband, ... I try one of Nina's pristine white dresses on once just to see what it's like, but she soon finds out ... Oh! And by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. Oh! Literally, how did you not know that your attic door locks from the outside, babes? Come on. But I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. Okay, so this is a psychological suspense thriller book. I might switch out the love hypothesis and read this first. Who knows? But if I don't, this will be the second book that I plan to read in September. Guys, I'm stunned. Like, this book is gonna be good. Let's see how many chapters it is, not including the author's note. So there's a small prologue and a small epilogue, and then it's 61 chapters. That's one thing about Frida McFadden's like books. She has so many chapters in her books, but like her chapters are like 3 pages and the chapter's over. So 61 chapters, we have a prologue and an epilogue. So we have 63 chapters, but the chapters are short, but 63 chapters, The Housemaid. I'm really excited to read this. This is gonna be the best psychological suspense book. If this tops The Locked Door, I'm just gonna keep buying them. Because I've seen other books like The Teacher, The Coworker, I think it's called like The Prison Cell or like something like that. Guys, this is a yapping video. This is a yapping video. If you don't want to hear me yap, you better click off because that's all I'm going to be doing. Next book, I'm really excited to read this one, is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I haven't heard not one bad thing about this book. So many people talk about it. The hype for it has died down, like not meaning it's bad, but like it's not like talked about a lot like it used to be. But I'm really excited to read this. From what I think it's gonna be about, is like there's like different chapters dedicated to like her story of falling in love. I don't know. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and this is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, a spellbinding novel about love, glamour, and the price of fame. Let's read the back. Evelyn Hugo is the glamorous idol you admire, but she's also the relentless fighter you aspire to be. Her life story is heartbreaking yet beautiful and will keep readers captivated until the very last page. Well, I hope so, because one thing about me, I don't really like slow burn books. Like if it doesn't pick up within like the first 5 chapters, I don't know what you expect me to do. But I do force myself to read books though. Reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. Oh, there's a lie behind it. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. Determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens to the fascination. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to her living show business in the 80s, and of course the 7 husbands along the way, Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. I love forbidden love. I love forbidden love. I love forbidden love. Oh my goodness. And I think this book, it takes place in like the 80s. And okay. I don't know if the author is white or a different type of race, but I just love how the main character is black or a woman of color, POC. But as Evelyn's story nears its conclusion, it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. This is a mesmerizing journey through the splendor of old Hollywood into the sobering realities of the present day as 2 women struggle with what it means and what it costs to face the truth. This is like not what I thought it was gonna be about at all, but I'm really excited and really happy to be reading this book. So it's like she goes to a reporter, and basically it's like her reporter is writing her biography, and her reporter is shocked but also relates in certain ways, I think so. And it's just a bunch of like lies, truth, deception, and things that come out and what it's gonna cause. Okay, really excited. This book is set in old Hollywood, so that means that it is set back in time, so I gotta educate myself a little bit. There's 69 chapters in this. There's not an epilogue or a prologue, but there are like little stories or like little things within the book. So there's 69 chapters in this book, and page wise it is, let's see how many pages it is, 385 pages. Okay, next book is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. You guys know I love Ali Hazelwood. She's a really great author. You guys can tell by the covers of her books, the people are always kissing. We just love it. That's why his eyes are open, because she kissed him out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. Like, he's shocked because it did say on the back that like she like kisses the first man she sees, and then they have to go with it. Okay, let's read this. Rivals collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans. Yes! And this delightful feminist rom-com of the New York's best-selling time author, The Love Hypothesis, and Love on the Brain. Okay, now I need to read Love on the Brain, because Love on the Brain came out before or after The Love Hypothesis, and then this came out after Love on the Brain. So now I have to get Love on the Brain. The Many Lives of the Theoretical Physicist Elsie Hanaway. Okay, I think reading out loud is really making my brain cells like have finally caught up with her. By day, she's just an adjunct professor toiling away and grabbing labs and teaching thermodynamics. Why are there so many big words in this? In hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Esley Esley makes up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Okay, so it seems like she's getting paid to fake date people, and I guess she ends up falling in love, or they end up falling in love when it's supposed to be fake. And she's a teacher, so she doesn't make that much money. Okay. Honestly, it's pretty sweet gig until her carefully constructed Esley verse comes crashing down. Because Jack Smith, why is it always Jack Smith? Like John Smith from Pocahontas? Come on now. The annoyingly attractive and arrogant older brother of her older brother of her favorite client, okay, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he's the same Jack Smith who rules over the physics department at MIT, standing right between Esley and her dream job. You're dating your favorite client, and her older brother starts to, come in, and he's like basically your boss. Like, Esley is prepared for an all-out war of scholarly sabotage, but those long, penetrating looks, not having to be anything other than her true self when she's with him, will falling into an experimentalist orbit finally tempt her to put her most guarded theories on love into practice. Guys, I'm sorry, I butchered this entire reading, but I'm guessing she's a teacher. She doesn't make that much money, and so she does fake dating as a way to make money. One of her favorite clients, has an older brother who she ended up messing with, I guess, and he's also like right there with her job, like as like a boss or like the head sidekick or physics department for the MIT. And I'm really excited to read this. And what did it say? This book is really good. And it's like he's an experimental person, so it's like might like to mess with people and won't care. I have a feeling like he's gonna break her heart and then he's gonna regret it and come back to her. I don't know. I'm really excited to read this. I butchered the back so bad. I'm sorry, guys. So there's 26 chapters in Love Theoretically with a prologue and an epilogue. So we have 28 chapters and 384 pages. Okay. Last two books for my September TBR are It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover and It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the order you're supposed to read it. I don't know why It Starts With Us is last, because it just seems like it would be like the first book type of name, but it's just satisfying to make it last. I don't know. It Ends With Us is first and It Starts With Us is the second book. Now, the movie for It Ends With Us came out. I want to read the book before I watch the movie. My uncle's girlfriend, she said she read this book in 2 nights, so we'll see if I can do that. I don't know. But she said she watched the movie and the movie was compared to the book. But that's how it is with every single movie and book. Like, the books are always better because the books have so much more. Yeah, but I wanted to read this book, watch the movie, and then read this book. So, yeah, or maybe read this book while I'm watching the movie. Who knows? Let's read the back of this. Hopefully I don't butcher it this time. Sometimes the ones who love you... Okay, really? Sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. If that ain't deep, I don't know what is. I feel good. Okay, can I stop? Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that never stopped her from working hard to get the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. Oh, small town, okay. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. Period. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid? I don't know. Everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Girl, I get the same thing. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. Well, I've heard a lot of things and it seems like he's not a good person, so we're gonna change that from a little arrogant to a lot of arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. Soft spot for Lily. I hate when people be like, oh, you have a soft spot for me. That means you're rude to everyone else. That means you're a bad person. Come on now. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. Okay, now I want to read this book first, because what do you mean? As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past she's left behind. Okay, so we got your ex lingering around here. He was her kindred spirited, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with YALL is threatened. This is why you don't let your exes back into your life. You probably got a good thing going for you, let your ex back, and it ruins that good thing. It ruins that good thing. So I'm with YALL on this one. Why is your ex here? With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that... Why it gotta be heart-wrenching? Story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. Okay. Okay, I'm like... I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm ready to read it to see what it's about. Because I've heard so many good things about this book. But like, it's really sad. I don't know. Okay, so for It Ends With Us, let's see how many chapters and stuff this has. Oh, this book is about domestic violence too. I just saw, like, if you're struggling with domestic violence, they have like resources on this page. So it's 373 pages with the epilogue. Yeah, there's no prologue, so we have 35 chapters, and epilogue, so we have 36 chapters basically for It Ends With Us. And this is, I think I already said the amount of pages. Did I say 373? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 373 pages. Now, It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book is really like more thinner compared to It Ends With Us. Okay, before It Ends With Us, it started with Atlas. Is this the story of her and Atlas and like what she went through with Atlas? Lily and YALL have just settled into a civil co-parenting rhythm with their daughter. They had a daughter? I just had the book spoiled for me in front of my own eyes. Lily and YALL have just settled into their civil co-parenting rhythm with their daughter, Emerson. When Lily suddenly runs into Atlas nearly 2 years after they last spoke, elated that the timing finally seems to be right to give what they have together a real chance, Atlas takes Lily on a date, or asks Lily on a date. But Lily's excitement is almost immediately replaced by dread and anxiety when Lily remembers that YALL, though no longer her husband, and they got married, like, okay, well, there are the two big spoilers in the book that I have to look out for right now. It's still very much part of her life, and although YALL would dislike Lily dating anyone but him, Atlas Corrigan is the one man he absolutely will not stand having in his ex-wife's and daughter's lives. Told from the perspectives of Lily and Atlas, It Starts With Us gives readers a deeper look into Atlas' past as he and Lily reconnect and rekindle the love they shared as teenagers while navigating a volatile ex-husband who believes Atlas to be one of the reasons his marriage with Lily ended. It Starts With Us picks up right where the epilogue of It Ends With Us left off. So that's it. That's I don't know. So I'm guessing this book is like told from like two different perspectives. Yeah, no, this book I think is only told from Lily's perspective, but this book is told from both Lily and YALL's perspectives. So like, it's like one chapter is Lily, the other chapter is not YALL, what's his name, Atlas. It has both perspectives of Lily and Atlas, and I had the first book basically spoiled for me that they had a daughter and they were married, but they divorced. There's no prologue and there's no epilogue. 320 pages, 37 chapters. This is the shortest book that I have, like page-wise and chapter-wise, I guess. But yeah, that's that. So now towards the end of this video, if I have time, if I'm done reading my September TBR, I want to reread Punk 57. I've already read this book. I read it in 8th grade. This is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I'm not going to go through the synopsis just because I've already read it and it's not really the book that I'm focusing on. But it's like pen pals. The boy's name is Misha and the girl's name is Ryan. When I was reading this book, like the first 2 chapters, I was so confused because I thought that the girl was Misha and the boy was Ryan. So if you want to read this, the boy has the girl name and then the girl has the boy name, even though the names are unisex still. I was confused reading this, but it's like pen pals, and there's some toxic stuff in here, but it's really good. And I think this is also smut. I'm pretty sure last time I read it was in 8th grade. That was basically 3 years ago. This is the book that I read with my friend Linnea. And so yeah, if I'm done reading my September TBR, then I'm going to reread this because I really did like this. And if it wasn't for this book, I would not be reading. This book made me want to read. This is the first book I've ever read. Not like in general, but like the first like book I ever read. All the other books were like graphic novels and stuff like that and kiddie books. Like this was like the first book where no pictures or anything that like I actually read, and I loved it. And I actually read this on my iPad, and I was so mad because there's bonus scenes in this book that like I didn't get with I didn't get on my iPad, and so now I can actually read the entire book because on my iPad I didn't. Now we're nearing to the end. The book that I finished reading was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I loved this book. As you guys can see the tabs, like, oh my gosh, hello, look at the tabs. Guys, I could not stop tabbing this book. This book was amazing. Basically, it's about this girl named Anastasia and then this boy named Nathaniel, or Nathan. People call him Nathan and Nate because he doesn't really like Nathaniel. And he's a hockey player, and she's a figure skater. And a lot of people say that the trope is just like so overplayed and that it's boring or whatever, but I love this book. I love this book. I cannot explain this book without spoiling it because it's like fresh in my memory, but it's so good. I really do recommend reading this. There is smut. If you guys see, all the blue tabs are smut, except for the dark blue ones. Don't mind the dark blue ones. The dark blue ones are like very, very important moments, but like all the blue tabs that you see are smut. So yeah, but I love this book. I got done reading it. It took me 4 days to read it. Within the first 3 days, I read 24 chapters. And then in 1 day, which was the 4th day, I read 27 chapters. So that's why I believe that I can get through these 6 books, because I feel like I can, if I put my grind on, then I can make it. But I really did love this book. Those are all the books that I plan to read in September. We'll see if I can get through them. We're going to start with The Love Hypothesis. I'm going to start reading it tonight. I'm going to try to make it to chapter 10 tonight just to give myself a head start, because my other books I was being a little lazy with. I'm really excited to get into these books. Like I said, I'm going to start The Love Hypothesis tonight. All of these books are very good. Like I can just tell by the back of the books, which is why I love reading the back of the books, because before I buy the books, because the back of the books be so interesting, and like I just know the book is going to be even more interesting. I am so excited to read these. I'm going to tell you guys how it goes, and then I'm also going to make a September wrap-up video, and I'm going to try to keep doing these for books, like September wrap-up video, what I think. I'm just going to put more content for books in so you guys can get a little bit more to know about me, because I don't think a lot of people know that I do read. So if you have any more book recommendations or book series recommendations, comment them below. Comment what's your favorite book, what you like to read, what's your favorite genre of books, and yeah, remember that you guys are loved. I love you. God bless. Mwah. Bye guys.